Hi everybody, today we're going to start out going fishing at a local bass pond. Then we're going to go to a nearby fish hatchery along the Deschutes River. And then we're going on a little tour down the Deschutes River to hear about some local history. Let's go!
Yeah, I might go that other way.
All right, I am going to see if I can catch some bass here. I finally got one. He's a pretty good sized one.
I only managed to catch one bass and my sister caught two. Let's go to the fish hatchery and see some trout.
We are at the Oak Springs Fish Hatchery.
And this has sturgeon and some big rainbow trout.
Hey, it looks like we got 3 big sturgeon and several large rainbow trout.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we're done if you want to go get him.
He's feeding the fish. There they go. Jumping for food. Woohoo! Woohoo!
We are leaving the Oak Springs Fish Hatchery. You can see that green spot down there at the bottom is Oak Springs. I had never been there before, so it was a wonderful place to visit. Let's learn some Deschutes River history as I show you some still photographs I took on a trip down there. I saw some really cool wildlife on my drive down the river, so I hope you enjoy that while I give you some interesting history. The Deschutes River Railroad War happened between 1909 to 1911. Two railroad tycoons, James Hill and Edward Harriman, had a race up the Deschutes River to see who could be the first in Central Oregon at Bend. There was no other transportation in the area except wagons. So they wanted to connect the railroads along the Columbia River to getting commodities out of Central Oregon. They wanted to load out pine and a lot of livestock, sheep and cattle. Neither one of them wanted to let the other person get to Bend first, so they had a race. Hill took the west side of the river and Harriman took the east side. Each group had hundreds of workers, including many Chinese workers. At times, each side would try to stop the other group from getting there by doing things like shooting or throwing dynamite, or I even heard about rattlesnakes. Sometimes they stole things from the other camp or tried to prevent them from getting water. There were only a few wagon trails into the steep canyon. I read a book recently about this. It's called The Oregon Trunk, and it's a historical fiction novel about this railroad war. It was very interesting. It's an older novel by Dan Stevens. James Hill's group reached Bend first on September 30th, 1911 to win the contest. It involved 151.5 miles of track. There were 7 tunnels and 10 steel bridges. This included Crooked River's High Bridge and a bridge across the Columbia River. So today, one side of the river has the railroad, and the other side of the river makes a nice road for us to drive on, at least on part of the lower Deschutes River. The road I'm driving on this day is a gravel county road, but it's very rough. The washboard is so rough you can't go very fast, and it's like it tears up your vehicle to go fast at all. There's salmon, steelhead, and trout fishing, along with rafting. but there's so many regulations, it's pretty hard to catch them. I've heard some pretty good stories from some good old boys that used to go fishing here all the time before there was a highway down to the Deschutes, and it was just a Jeep road. Boy, I wish I could have seen it then. I'm sure you could find a lot more information about this railroad war on the Deschutes River. Just Google it. I'll put a link to a really neat video I took last October of some bighorn sheep on the Deschutes River. I got some really good pictures that day of a lot of rams. And there's a dump. I'm wondering if that's from the Railroad War. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and smash that like button. Thank you so much for watching.